Hey
Hi.
y'all.
I love how we did that in unison. Welcome everybody to a Soap Wire. We are excited to be here yet again, yet another week. Amazing. So just so you know, Soap Wire is brought to you by the TV Cave, and this is where you're gonna get our thoughts on our story. So Soap Wire is also sponsored by Katie Waltman. Jewelry offers elegant handcrafted pieces from stackable rings to gold-filled bracelets and personalized charmed necklaces featured in Elle, InStyle, Oprah.com, and worn by celebrities such as Molly Sims. So please, of course, and also don't forget, Mother's Day is definitely coming up. There's still some time, so go ahead to katiewaltman.com and use the promo code SOAPWIRE. Once again, use the promo code SOAPWIRE together, not apart. But so also, hi everyone. I am Ashley Sheree, and this is
Hey y'all, it's your girl Deneen.
Oh, so let's get into it. We actually have breaking news, y'all. I mean, I felt like it's been kind of dry. But we got something. Also, so last week we found out that Allison Lehner, who plays Summer Newman on Young and the Restless, and she's been there for about 3 years, she took over for Hunter King when Hunter left, who was also a fan favorite. She announced randomly, like literally the day before on Twitter, that's known as the Hell Place right now, that unfortunately she will be leaving and her last day was going to be Friday, May 2nd. When I tell you I saw that tweet, my mouth just dropped. So
I
unexpected.
was shocked. I was definitely shocked. Me and Ashley talked a little bit about it as well. Like, with days and, actors leaving, they film so far in advance. So when we do find out about it, yeah, they've been gone for some time.
Hmm.
But with Young and the Restless, like this is fresh.
Yeah, definitely. I believe they only record like 6 to 8 weeks in advance. Like, and it just felt like this came out of the blue. I wonder if it was actually less time than that, to be truthfully honest. So
Yeah.
when I tell you I was just shooketh, I was shooketh. And also with that, we still have to deal with Beyond the Gates and their preemption and doing freaking May
Mhm.
sweeps. Look what is happening. 2 days back to back at that. I mean, I more so can deal with it doing March Madness just because I have low key become accustomed to March Madness for CBS hosts.
So you watch basketball instead.
You know, like when I heard that, they had soccer, I said, was this new? Because I know, like, to be honest, like, everybody streams, so
Mhm.
whatever. Back in the day, I always knew that NCAA March Madness was coming, so Ashley Cool Your Jets, and sometimes too they would preempt for tennis on CBS. It's so sad that I know
Yeah.
this.
If I remember, because you just like unlock the core memory. I feel like they used to come on later, like in the
No,
middle of the
you are absolutely right.
when
ABC
something.
used to do that for
Mhm.
General Hospital used to come on at 3 o'clock in the morning when they had
Yes,
yes.
because my mama was up.
I was right along there with your mama as a freaking
Mhm.
child, up
Core
watching it.
memory, core memory, because we used to get upset like the stories didn't record today. Mm.
Ugh. Those are the times, man. You used to just wait in anticipation for your stories and your soap operas and then get mad because you had to go to school. Well, that was just me. So just being honest, I love my stories growing up. Oh my
Run
goodness.
home, run home, trying to beat the VCR,
Oh,
baby.
you couldn't tell me nothing when I got into high school and I got a co-pilot. Okay, low key revealing my age now. And I got a co-pilot because there was no way I was not seeing Billy and Mac on Young and the Restless. Absolutely not. Teenage day. When I tell you that had me so engrossed as a teen, you couldn't tell me like anything. And then you had Kathleen Chancellor and Jill Abbott going at oh God. Oh, I can't. The Kim was Kimming too. But also, still in the breaking news part, Keith Robinson should be making his appearance next week. I've
Next
heard
week.
some rumblings May 15th. So we shall see. We're gonna see how, he works it on out. So going into that, we might as well get into our favorite,
On
Beyond the Gates.
dates. Let's do it.
Been serving. They've been serving. Let's get the fluff out the way. Ashley and Derek moved in and they were having issues. Anyway, on to the topic that we really
Clean. At least we covered it.
Yeah,
Okay.
moving on. So you already know, everybody knows it's the anniversary party, so we know how stories do. There's going to be a big reveal, and then we get to see the fallouts, the confrontations, all of that. So basically, just how they're starting. You just see everybody getting ready and excited for the anniversary party, and of course, we have our favorite villainess, Leslie, Dana, Sherry, Anna, Lulu.
Mm.
She's a crazy one. Even like her being in Orphan and speaking to Bernard and Martin was just
And
absolutely
giving them
insane.
a brownie, trying to jog that boy's memory. Like, let me just say that I
Diabolical.
was screaming at my TV last week, like, Bobby, Bob, I know that's you. Like, Bob Guzza Jr. and Michelle Valjean is a combination that I did not realize I missed. And like the
Oh,
nostalgic feels of their writing flow together until this week. Like this week, I really was able to remember and be like, yeah, I know who y'all are. Go
yes.
ahead.
Oh my God. It literally like seeing the work of Michelle Valdine and Bob Guzza like back on it. It was just amazing. Oh, you could just tell it was just them. And we didn't even get to the
Yeah,
reveal part and the
you could
fallout.
tell. Like you could tell
Oh
it was them.
my God.
Like if you know the style, you could tell. Like it was so just like familiar and nostalgic and just like the drama.
Everything. Like so engrossing. Like, I just it was just so great. Okay, so before we just get like throw ourselves to into the reveal, I just really also appreciate Amber Michelle, playing this conflicted, trying to, reach her quote unquote mother, because I have
Yeah.
some questions about that, especially how Leslie is treating her to really like change her mind and actually really understanding and seeing that maybe everything that Leslie, Dana, Anna, Sherry, Lulu of it all was telling her was not necessarily the truth, and she's been trying to
Yeah.
get at her for a minute.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Like it was so hurtful to see Eva stand there and say, "You lied." Like her whole life, she was taught he abandoned us. He didn't want you. Like
Mhm.
that eats at you psychologically.
And it wasn't even the truth.
And it wasn't true. And then she didn't couldn't even like validate her in that moment. She was like, I was just trying to protect you. Not I'm sorry. Not, you were a pawn. Just I tried to protect you. No, you didn't.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, like, and it's very like evident that Leslie only thinks about herself. So like if you're looking at it too from just going to the apartment and then, Eva trying to change her mind from going to the country club and still actively working to change her mind and
Yes,
still not
yes,
to the point
yes.
of now I then, Leslie played her and acted like she was gonna listen to what she had to say and then wind up locking her in the closet. So I, you know, it's just a lot to see it, and also really knowing and realizing that Eva's gonna have to work to even get back in people's good graces. And
Mhm.
this was all came from manipulation that has been going on since she was a child. So
Because
like,
even nice as Mona just looked at her
woo,
and walked out
that
of
woo.
her. Like Mona don't even want to talk to you.
When Mona looked at her, and you could see a moment of like even like, oh my God, like, maybe she's here to talk to me, to like console me, to comfort me. Mona looked at her and was just like,
Mm,
like it went about her way. So
so sad.
uh it was just so I did feel for Eva, completely just like in that moment. So just like and also just like going back to so of course like during this time like everybody is getting ready, like everybody is so excited. They make it to the clubhouse. Everything is Gucci, everything is going well. After, Eva somehow well they hear her, she gets out of the closet, she tries to stop it and it just doesn't happen. Um Leslie basically went in and just spilled everything, and it wasn't even the truth. I
We,
mean,
I mean,
there was
we don't
similes.
know at this point. Like, oh, I was really trying to diagnose her, but she even had me believing like what's true, what's not true. I absolutely feel like the stuff with Bill is true.
Oh yeah, Bill did that because
Bill did all of that.
he was talking to Haley, his old wife, about it, and she's being like, "Ooh, tell me more," and I'm just like,
Like,
"Girl,
how you get them is how you lose them, and she reveals her true colors every day.
girl, that part." So you already know that's coming. So I've always said this: Bill is the next Adam Chandler, Alan Spalding, J.R. Ewing. He is it, and I just love that. I don't hate him to the point that I don't want to see him on my screen.
Yeah,
I just really appreciate that. You know, I can see what Timon is doing, and it just works. Like you
yeah, I
need that
agree.
villain character who you still could love to hate and
They
still
can
want to see
have
on
redeeming
TV.
qualities, you know.
Yes, exactly. Then we also got to see a flashback of Bill and Danny, and I'm just like, my
Mhm.
girl, stand up, because you just got done being with the our
Yeah,
holy grail over there,
her and
Miss
DeAndre took that
Andre.
shot, baby. When she pulled that towel and
Ooh,
was
and the way he
y'all know I'm
said
sharing my
Danny
stop my rewinds
Dupree.
with that one, cause
For me, is the way he said Danny
Danny,
Dupree. Like,
Danny,
I just thought it was so cute. Like, how can you not like they're to be honest, they're the couple.
they
Like,
are.
ah,
And people who don't see that yet, I don't know.
who
Like,
don't see it? I have not seen anything where nobody doesn't see
I
it.
have a friend that's like, I don't like them. They just play. Okay, it's a
What,
lot
so
of
you like it with
relationships
Bill?
that started that way. No, it's just.
Okay. Whew.
But you know what though? When Carlton came on the canvas, one, I love him as an actor, period.
Mhm.
But when Carlton came on the canvas, at first I was like, oh, is this a new love interest for Danny? But now I don't think so.
Mm. So who do you think?
I think Eva.
Oh, okay. We about to
And I'm
get
gonna tell you why. He was having a conversation at the anniversary party with Nicole, and Nicole
it.
was like, "Well, the person for you may, be here. You may find them tonight." And the next scene cut to Eva. So I'm
Oh.
like, "Did he got her out the closet?"
And that's the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, other things people were saying too. They were thinking that maybe he has his eye on Nicole. I heard
Mm,
some people say that too.
a little rebound.
Yep. And then
Mm,
I also heard too, some people think that when Leslie yelled traitor, she was talking to him and not Eva. I just assumed she was talking to Eva, but some people say they think it was him.
I thought she was talking to him.
Oh, okay.
I think she was talking to him.
Wow. Okay. That would be so juicy too if it was, because my first thought was just like, oh, she's talking to Eva. Like I didn't even, think that would be something. Also just like I had to give it to Trish. She was doing
Phenomenal.
amazing.
Phenomenal.
She makes such a
Patty,
great villainess.
Patty, you gonna tell White D who I am? Patty.
Teddy. White Eve. Okay, and the girl looked good. Okay, she looks stunning. Okay, but I also have to say everyone looks stunning. But
Yes, like outfit wardrobes were immaculate last
oh, so amazing. Like Jessel Featherstone, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. You are the holy grail. And Bold and the Beautiful is sorely missing you, honey,
one.
because once you left, so did the fashion. But they just looked so good.
They
Like
did.
everybody looked so good. I just thought the confrontation was legit amazing. Like how the family got up and they were just like, let's get this shit
Yes,
together.
rallied
Vernon and
around
Anita, like,
her. As soon as they heard Naomi say, okay, well, I think I need to call the police, it was like all right. And everybody
family,
went to their rows.
go. Like, let's do this and shit it out. That was so great. Just also like, did you see the look on Anita's face? This is what I say. I say Danny is Vernon's baby and his favorite. Anita's is Nicole. And
She kept saying,
honey.
"My poor baby, my poor baby."
Yes.
She kept saying it.
Ooh, I just know. I just feel like, well, she did kind of go into. I just feel like there's gonna be so much more layers to Anita too that we don't know because she
I
be cutting
agree.
people down like
I
sneaky.
agree. I
So
agree.
I cannot wait for that. I'm excited to also see we mentioned this like all of Bill's part being mentioned and also like
Yeah.
going into the layers of just the type of person that Bill is. I feel like we get glimpses. You know he's bad, but just how bad. Here's
Mm.
another one like, but how bad? Here's another one. It's never and I
How
think
far will he
also
go?
yes. And also, I think I'm also just really appreciative of too. They also have moments that allow us to see the person that he is. So
Yeah.
Bill is awful, but Bill has a soft spot for his daughters. He
Yeah.
loves his children, and that's something I could never take away from Bill. And I do, and I also think that's what humanizes him in a good way. So.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that was good. And then also just the continued fallout. Before we talk about the fallout, once everyone dispersed, Danny is still there. And of course, like her and Andre talk. So if you're watching me live, you already know I have the
Uh,
biggest smile on my face because I was just like,
DeAndre had a little PDA.
like you said, the little looky look, and then like I was like, oh my God, they're doing it in public. Ah,
It
like
was so cute. And I love how they check for each other. And it reminded me of a moment during the fashion show when she was on stage and she looked at him and he mouthed to her and nodded and stuff. Like it's the reassurance that they provide to each other from across the room. That's
yes.
just dope.
Ah, how can you not love them? There is just no way about it. So, we're actually filming on a Tuesday. We're doing the pod, so we are going to talk a little bit about Monday as well. Just a footnote: next week we will not be here. There will be no new episode next week. Just wanted to forewarn you all. Life is lifing, work is working. So, we
We're
can't do that
trying to
right
figure
now.
it out, y'all. We really trying to figure it out.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks, probably. I think that would be the week of the 19th or something like that.
Mhm.
So anyways, just going to the fallout. So basically also like seeing how mad Martin was and just like you better stay with my mother, like because we don't really get to see Ted and Martin really
No,
intertwine like
they
that.
don't. They don't. They don't. Like when I can just say that the monologues, the lines, like delivered. Like these one-liners, y'all been dropping bars, like
Facts.
bars.
It's been legitimately each person who's had a monologue has been absolutely legit and amazing. So of course I
Yeah.
think we had like because what's the name he was so bold and with all her names to actually just go up to the Dupree household. And first of all, Chelsea, how the hell you just gonna just let her in? Like it should have been we were
Seen a
waiting for you
lot
at
of
the
stuff.
door.
I seen a
Like,
lot of stuff on the website about Chelsea this week, and y'all leave little sis alone. Like
ooh,
she didn't know that lady was at the door, y'all. She thought it was her auntie coming over in the house. Like she did not know.
I
But
think
I
little
feel like
sis
once
didn't know
she
what to
got over
do.
there, because she came back, she said it wasn't her. Like she looked shook. Like damn, I know I fucked up. Like
She was shooketh. I don't think she would know. Also, people say Chelsea Slough. How she know? I think she
yes,
just
and
didn't
I'm
know what to
just getting
do.
upset. She ain't know what to do. Like
Yeah.
Chelsea is very, and I think too, like she's one of the younger Duprees,
He's
so it's like she's still in that coming of age,
mode.
mode. Like I really think she's maybe like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Oh,
even
definitely.
during the whole dispute at the anniversary party, like she was stuck. Like her sister had to tell her, "Girl, put your damn phone down. Like what is you doing?" Because she's literally like,
Like she was stuck looking like, is this happening
yeah,
again? I was just, yeah, I just was like, oh, girl, how could you? I mean, I wish it kind of more was in like the 4A and she kind of like called for them, like, oh my God, come here. Like, something that she
yeah.
didn't know what to do because I felt like, but I know sets and things and of that nature, but If Leslie thought that she was gonna come in that house and not get a lashing, she had another thing coming,
And
okay?
and
Because
you want to have the Duprees look out for your baby. Your baby is not a Dupree.
your baby is not a
Ted is not
Dupree.
a Dupree. Ted gonna get done like Bill. Like he's
As
not a Dupree
communicated.
either.
You're
You want,
exiled.
yes, you want protection. You want your daughter to have this stature. Like you have to also understand this inheritance that you feel like is owed to her from Ted. Ted also inherited himself.
Exactly. Also, I feel like too, it gives more what's the word? More significance to the rumblings that maybe Eva really is a Dupree and Homegirl stole the embryo. So that or she could be a twin and took one of the babies.
Y'all can't
So
see me that's listening, but clock it. That's something.
because so many people have continue they were saying this before the reveal, before anything happened, just based off the way that Leslie was treating Eva. She doesn't treat Eva like like a mother would, not even
No,
the adoptive mom, a surrogate mom. She just doesn't.
it
Eva's a pawn.
reminds me. It reminds me so much, y'all. Our generation, I know y'all get it, millennials. Lion King too. That's Kobu. She was raised to be Kobu. She was raised to go back to the Pride Lands and get Simba because Simba did what he did with Scar.
Mm,
This is why Eva is there. Eva is
mm.
built and groomed for a vendetta.
Yep.
She
That's
wasn't loved, she was groomed.
Yep. She was, and you're really able to see it in a way that Amber also plays Eva, because it just looks
Yes.
like the
Torn.
confliction, the
Very
emotion.
torn.
Yeah. To
And she
the
said, "This my mama. What did y'all want me to
and
do? Like, this was my mama."
as I say, she said it multiple times. What is she supposed to do? Like, and that's just being a child. You don't want to disappoint your parent. Well, and I'm gonna talk from my experience. I definitely never wanted to disappoint my mother. So, like, when you do disappoint them, that is a feeling that really does suck. So,
Mhm.
yeah, like, and I also think that's why, like, I know Eva has to get her lashes, and she has to become the black sheep of the community, everything. I know, but it still kind of sucks because she does deserve this, because she did play a role in this, but it's also like she would, like you said, she was groomed for this. So what was she was supposed to, this is all she ever knew. So what was she supposed to do? So I don't know. I know she has to get it. She was a part of it. So you got to get it too. But
Yeah.
also, and then going back to the confrontations in the Dupree household, Leslie got a talk to by Martin. Martin was a very good fighter. It looked like.
Killer Martin is trending on Twitter. Like, oh, we love Killer Martin. And I'm just like,
Oh, now y'all like him, right? Now y'all like
I was
him.
one of the ones. Like, that was like, oh, okay. Like the monologue, well, the dialogue that he had going back and forth with Leslie at the Dupree house was golden.
Yes,
Just like
completely agree.
his recognition. And you know what? I feel like in soap operas, it's always some type of storyline. Like we've seen a storyline that, somebody cheated, an outside child. Like we've had these storylines before. But the way that this was put together and everybody was intricate in it, because having Martin be at the diner getting fed brownies while his daddy was cheating.
Insane,
Y'all ain't
insane.
put that nowhere else. That's different. Like, like y'all, how she went to everybody and made sure they saw her face before
Yep.
the reveal came. That's different. Like,
Hmm.
the way that this was set up was just bomb. Like, I don't know if the deadline just came up this last week for Emmy nominations because the whole cast need a new check.
Yeah, they do, because they were
Everybody.
serving. And their little like bars that you mentioned too, that they would drop. They was like, well, how many names she got? I was
Yes.
rolling. Like, because it's true. How many names she got? She got at least five. So
Cat called Eva, what she say, an off brand or a dollar store
yeah,
knockoff
it was a
version or
dollar
something.
store and knockoff stiff wig, something like that. And her face was like, oh,
Danny gonna ask Leslie where did she get vomited from. I'm
like
Martin calling her a viper. I'm Y'all is going crazy. Like the lines were hitting this week.
Just
The
giving the
lines were
soap.
hitting.
Just
Even the sweet one, Smitty, my boy.
he
I
said
love
enough of you.
Smitty. I want to get Smitty on the show. Smitty,
When a white man says
come on.
enough of you,
Enough of you.
you
And then even
you
when he
know
was
they mean
confident, when he was confident, he was like, "You're the show was over. Like
it.
you could leave." And then like even when he was helping Martin like with the bookshelf, he was just like, "This is my family too. We rallied
Yeah.
together." Like he was a. I love how he was a supportive spouse in that moment. Like I feel like it was wonderful.
Yeah. And and that's also good to see because a lot of times, you're not able to see that support given, on a soap
Yeah,
sometimes or just on a TV show in general, but of like what it looks like to support your spouse during their time of need,
yeah.
essentially. So yeah, he was great. The whole Martin shebangity bang of it all, I really appreciated it. I also have to say, like, even Anita and Vernon said choose silence. Anita was like, be still. That's what I was waiting. I was waiting for Anita to go in, and that she did because Leslie got to have this crazy monologue. I was sitting there like,
My
Leslie,
mother. She's like, "You ain't no mother I've ever seen." Like,
exactly. She called her out for being a horrible mother. Like, and it was true because what real mother, it doesn't matter blood or not, a mother period would send their child in and not protect them. Like, why would you actively send them into a lion's den?
yeah.
Like, and to come out looking insane. So, everything Anita said was hitting. And she also, like, if we don't get to the Eva and Cat of it all and the freaking
Mm,
rivalry and everything that Cat was saying, what did she call her? A curbside
yes.
delivery baby or something
A
like
curb
that?
pad knockoff something sheet baby.
Something. Also, Cat has been having the lines, like you mentioned before, with the wig line, and now the curbside baby, and then also just stating too, like she was just calling her out. She was like, "There it is. There's the person who was raised by that woman who
Mhm.
actively seeks to,
She was like, "I see straight evil." She said, "I
yeah,
saw evil in your eyes."
girl,
She's like, "You took something that was supposed to be a memory for my family,
hmm
like,
that you
and
claim
it
to
was,
love."
and it was her being poised, and it was such a nod to how Nicole handled the situation, because I had to reflect back on that as well, because I was one of the ones that was like, I want to see Tyler Perry, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I want Nicole to
I
go
did want to
off.
slap. I just wanted
I
one good
wanted, I
slap,
did want to
just
slap.
a slap, because
I did want to slap. I did. I did.
before it, because how she was walking, it gave me like I'm gonna just be calm and hit, and then whack. But we didn't even get.
No. But I one thing that I can say is that Nicole is very calculated, and I really, really want to give a round of applause to Daphne,
Of course.
because the way she is portraying this character, as well as the profession. I
Mhm.
have to take my hat off to her, because I looked at it from a therapist perspective as she looked at the situation. She analyzed it. She was quiet. She didn't say anything because she was watching everybody in the room. She was
Mhm.
listening to everything, because she was able to play it all back for Ted during that conversation. She
Yep.
processed, like, and to the average eye, you would feel like she's weak. Like, why she
Oh
ain't saying
no,
nothing?
I didn't get that at
Like, and
all.
that's some of the stuff that I've been seeing online. Like, why she didn't say anything?
Are
Why
you
why she wait?
serious?
Because she analyzed, she sat there, she processed, and she made sure she listened to all the information. And I
Not
had
weak.
so it pissed my Twitter fingers got the just a little bit. It's a little bit.
I thought she
And
was so strong, but
I
I'm gonna
thought
go
she was
ahead.
phenomenal. I thought she portrayed that beautifully. And it really made me take like a nod to her, because she analyzed that situation as if she was a therapist. Like, she
Mhm.
looked at it, didn't say anything, read and listened to all key players. And when she got the opportunity, you can't laugh because I just heard everything. Like,
Exactly.
she ran down, but she knew when it added up. She said, I was doing this then. My body betrayed me, you betrayed me. Like,
Woo, that was a lot.
it was registering. And
Ooh.
I'm like, She just went off. Like she went off in the most poised, classiest. She didn't lose who she was. And I feel like Kat models after her mother.
Oh yeah,
That's when I got a lot of
definitely,
appreciation with the way Kat
definitely.
handled Eva. She was very
Yeah.
poised. She didn't lose who she was. She was
Hmm.
just like, I'm about to read you to filth, and I'm still gonna stand here in my heels and walk away with my head held high.
Yes.
Beautiful. And that's why they comforted each other.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful too. But
Beautiful.
also like what you said too, like that is a bar. So anyone who says that Nicole was weak didn't really understand the scene or
No.
how like what it was meant to hit. Everything that Nicole was saying hit me in ways that I didn't expect. And like you said, she was calm, she was porous, but you could still hear the anger and the quiver in her voice. Don't get it twisted. She was definitely upset, but she
Yep.
was just going to go about it in a different way of expressing it. And I was here for it. And I feel like that's low vibrational people who would call her like weak or
Because you want
some
to see the rah rah. It ain't always about
is
that. And
and
she shows you that it did not have to be. Like that's how a
exactly.
grown ass woman respond.
I'm still gonna hit you, and I'm gonna hit you where it hurts
I would have
most. And right
slapped
now,
them.
it's gonna be my
I would have
words.
slapped them. But
Yeah, yeah,
that
well, but even just like saying too, like being a woman and hearing the words like my body betrayed me and you betrayed me, or hearing the words of like, because like let's keep it on a buck. We've all been in situations with a man. And
baby.
her saying that, I would go to my doctor's appointment and
And
say that
saying
I
you ain't
don't
got
gotta
it.
worry about that because my husband is this
Mr.
and my
Mrs.
husband is that.
Monogamous, like,
Yeah, I was like, girl, and then you could,
and then her saying, and I was condescending to my sister. Like,
yeah.
she reflected. Like when Kat said mom's in the shower, babe, mama played all that shit back.
Like, she was like, you said she was
Like,
thinking, analyzing, going through every single moment in her
yeah,
head. Like
yeah.
that is a deep
It
betrayal. Like
all added
even
up.
even to when she was talking about Eva, she was like, you basically gave this woman the authority to breed this individual to come and mess up the household, but also not blaming Eva either. Essentially, she was laying the blame at Ted because look now, because of your actions and because you weren't truthful, look at where we are right now.
Mm.
Look at this whole entire situation.
She said half my life is a lie.
Insane. Oh my God, so good. Also they said that I was able to see a little bit of the live that Daphne and Trish had. They said like more is coming and we're gonna be like so surprised with a certain scene, but that we should be able to figure it out what she's talking about. And I cannot wait. Like it is literally like let me take my lunch at 2 so I can go in the car or go and find a place to hide so I can watch my stories because this needs to happen. Or let me put in my earphones and not watch and just listen as I'm working on this
Like
damn
audio
computer.
book.
Yeah, like I'll be hiding and just listening up. Ooh, like like no facial expressions, Ashley. Like, okay, this is like, all right. And also just to end it, because we can go on and on about Beyond the Gates. I feel like we've been talking about this for probably like 35, 40 minutes, and we have like
Even it was so crazy.
minutes.
I was thinking to myself all week, like, damn, we're gonna need our own episode because this was like the of it
We
all.
if we
But
could think, listen, look at you about to get into our planning session. We'll talk we'll talk about that another time. It's about to be like, hey girl, like no, but also just talking to about the ending scene. So
mm,
with Anita singing Amazing Grace. So the two scenes that stuck out like the most for me, of course, we touched on it, is like Kat comforting her mother and
yeah,
just like that warm embrace and like she's just there for her mom. It's like, ooh, I almost could cry just thinking about it because that was like amazing. And oh my God, I could get emotional.
I feel like everybody, if you didn't cry, every time Amazing Grace play as a black person, as a Negro spiritual, you need to cry. So I just feel like as soon as she started doing that, I'm rocking. I was rocking and crying the whole scene. Just
And then on top of that, having Eva go home and the chain is on the door and she's like, Mama, and you couldn't hear her. And I'm just like, you ain't no
she's sitting
damn
there
mama.
looking
She is not no damn mama. Like, how could you do that to her? She
I'm
basically
scared.
did everything that you wanted, and just because of the end result, didn't get what you wanted, or you didn't like how she went against you. You lock her out knowing she has no freaking where to go after you were just telling the Duprees how amazing she is and how she needs to be accepted, and she's not even a dude. pre quote unquote, but she probably is. So like, how are you going to do that to her? So basically, everything that Anita said, which we all knew was right, you just proved it right then and there. Like
Hmm.
everything. Also, Loki, we forgot to say there were some bars that Danny was dropping too, little sniper like hits there too. That was funny too. I just had to say name
And he
that
was
too.
sitting when she
Yeah.
said, "Where you vomited from? Come back where you vomited." She said,
Yeah, so many. Or it was just like, and I think also when Leslie was talking about everybody else, like Martin and the grandparents, she didn't say anything about them. What did she say? What were we like,
she
chopped
was like,
liver?
"What are we like?"
Oh, we don't get a mention. Oh, okay, girl. Like, but that was Beyond the Gates. Amazing. 3 days, and it was still top tier
Yeah,
amazingness.
yeah.
So going on to Bold. Yes, so basically, Bold likes to repeat things sometimes. So we're still just basically off of the fashion show. Everybody's raving and of course, Steffi and Taylor to take issue with the showstopper. So that I mean, that was expected. I mean, of course,
Hmm.
Taylor took accountability. Y'all already know how I feel about this. I'm just really tired of the whole Taylor, Rich. It's the same
Whole
thing.
triangle situation. It is exhausting.
So exhausting. I actually started, and this is how messy. I don't know because I know that you didn't really watch Food. I started rewatching when Brooke started messing with Thorne Forrester, who is Bridget's brother and Eric's son. And Brooke messed with Bridge and Eric, has two children by Eric and one by Rich. Almost forgot. So basically, and there it was just so messy. Bold was like so freaking messy back in the day. Like this woman upset with the father and both the sons. Absolutely insane. And I'm sitting there eating it up. I was like, ooh, child. But yeah, I just had to like talk on that really quickly. And also, I don't know, how do you feel about like Eric and his low-key alliance with Brooke? I just feel like hang it up, daddy.
Um, yeah, I feel like that's gonna get messy. I feel like also Carter Carter low key was trying to get. So Carter brought that up when he had the conversation with Reg and Brooke about bringing Hope back to Forrester. He mentioned Eric and was like, y'all the ones that voted yes, like putting it back on the bridge, and Eric was on the same side.
Hmm.
But now, yeah, Eric and Brooke on the same side. So mm, I feel like it's messy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's another way that Brooke is trying to get closer to Ridge, I want to
Oh, I
say,
definitely agree
in
with that.
ways that she felt like Taylor is not.
Oh, definitely. Because look, it's like, look at it. Your dad wants us together. He always
Yeah,
wants us
like,
together. Type of thing. So, yeah. Also, what else happened too that I was just like, also, Ridge and Eric, they got into it or whatever. But I'm also looking at it like, come on now. Like, Rich is a grown man. Also, Taylor is living in your house. Like, how are you vining for Brooke and Rich, but you have Taylor living in the house with your son? I don't know. I just feel like that's weird. It feels fake.
yeah,
You
it
fake, you
is. It
phony.
is. It is. Wow.
Yeah.
Taylor and Reg living with each other. Liam and Steffi living with each other.
But yeah, at least with Liam and Steffi, Finn is there. You know what I'm
There. Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's like
Hell, Hope is there all week too. As soon as she
that.
found out he was there, she was there.
That was crazy though. Like, have you even like me, Stephanie and Hope? We don't even like each other. And you walking up in my house, but
Right.
I also
Oh, I
know,
thought you would be in the guest house. Like, you
yeah,
still here.
you still coming over. Like, but I also know too, like Steffi's just dealing with, oh my God, all these emotions. He's dying, so she's not really thinking about it. Or sometimes people could do it the reverse way. It's what you in my like, like
Hmm.
you never know. So at least you like let it go, and homegirl is just dealing with all the turmoil and everything. And then we talked about if we really think that they're going to kill Liam, and I don't know. I think they are, and I'm very surprised.
I don't know because I feel like why was a conversation about Scott leaving before the storyline dropped?
Mm,
So I'm like, I don't know, but it could be like a last minute effort to see like,
engagement,
yeah,
fanfare, all of that stuff. And then it might pivot. I mean, because Bold has pivoted before. Because I'm sorry, I fully believe that they planned to kill off Finn, and then I think how crazy the fans got, they had to revert back. But I have to give it to Bold. That was a good ass cliffhanger. I'm telling you, they had me like stuck to the television because I am such a Sin fan, and I was just like, once that dropped, I was like, so that was one of the few times like Bold actually did its big one. So of course, Hope brings her Hopi self over there, and Liam and her are, talking, and he keeps essentially pushing her to get back with Carter. Mistakes, and I also felt like he had some contrition for the way that he did Hope and Steffi, and the
yeah, it's
training
like he's
monkeys
making
and
like dead man apologies, like
hmm
trying to clear the air. They're showing old clips, like
hmm
so it does look like it's heading into the direction of him dying.
Yeah. So, but you never, I mean, just like I said too with Finn, so they could make a change. I mean,
Yeah, and they move slow, so this could drag for months.
they do move slow. Also, they had shot Taylor. She was supposed to be dead. She wasn't dead. She's supposed to have died from tuberculosis too at one point, I think, or she recovered. I don't know. Taylor was supposed to die a couple of times. So I think she was supposed to be dead a
Mm.
couple of times. So yeah. So was Macy. Macy was she died in a car crash. Come to find out she wasn't really dead. And then Bobby came back, Bobby Eakes, who played Macy. And then the next thing you know, when Bobby Eakes wanted to play Crystal Carey on All My Children, then they decided to kill her again. Low key, I think that was being petty. But that's neither here or there.
The facts, I love a good fact.
That's where always gotta like drop it in. And then of course, Carter is still begging Hope, and then also Daphne is still throwing herself at Carter. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
but the thing is, Carter is so for like hope or whatever. I would like to see him more conflicted, and that's not what we're getting. So I can't be invested if you're not really conflicted and you just want to be with her. What's the point?
I agree. Like he's having, Bode is not being stingy with their flashbacks at all, because he was even having flashbacks of him and Hope this week and wanting to rekindle. And we see that he had texted her a few times and she didn't respond.
Mhm.
And he went to Ridge and was like, "Hey, can you talk to Steffi about her coming back?"
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Steffi may start to have a change of heart where everything
Oh
is
yeah.
Liam,
Yeah.
and then she's also fighting for Liam to tell Hope. So it's
Yeah.
like,
That's where they're gonna soften and reunite for a little bit because their daughters are about to lose their father. So we want to make sure that they grow up together. But the whole thing is how long will that last, especially
yeah.
with Bode? Because at one point, Hope and Steffi were good, and then the whole situation with Finn. Just keep Hope away from any man of Steffi's, and keep Steffi away from any man of Hope, and we'll be
They
fine.
won't because they mamas won't.
That is true. The mamas are still fighting damn near 30 years later. So you know how that goes. Now we gotta talk about Days of Our Lives, which we all know a new writing regime came
Uh,
forth on April 24th or April 23rd, and I can already see the difference. Can you?
Days had some really good acting this week, some really good scenes, some really good lines. Yeah, I watched. I actually was like invested. We
Ooh.
had some Sean D and Jada scenes this week that were really good. Johnny and Chanel had some really passionate and powerful dialogues
Yeah,
going
they
back
did.
and forth. Like even Tate and Sophia, I feel like everybody,
Yes.
it was no filler scenes, I want to say. Like everything had a purpose this week.
I feel like too, the writers and plus these are like old writers. So
Yeah.
apparently, Paul and Janine, they actually, because Abe Carver is coming back. Shout out to Abe. And I was talking with some people on the social media, and they were just like, I think she was like, they both wrote for Abe's son Brandon, and I was like, I would love for him to come back because Abe. The one who plays Ace, James Reynolds, he has been on there for about like over 30, maybe 40 years now. It's never left. I would like to see more of Abe's family specifically. Yes, I would
Yeah.
love for Lonnie to come back. Great. And I hate that they made not, the biological daughter, and that's fine. Lonnie needs to come back. Her and Eli, yes, of course. But also, like, he has children. So like he has, his other children. He has Theo and he has Brandon. We haven't seen Brandon since Brandon left in like 2001 or something like that. I know Brandon got some damn kids. Though Brandon's
Let
teenage
him have
son,
family.
and
Yeah.
yeah, like in there with freaking Tate, Sophia, Doug, Holly, throw his and Ari who's about to come, throw his ass in there with them and have it be the next teen generation. Like
Yeah.
really just stop playing. So I'm happy that Abe's coming back. So that's a plus. But they've been really like stepping up. And as you mentioned too, we had our Sean D and Jada scenes as well. And then, with Sean finding out about Bo and he sepsis and infection. So it looks like to me that they're about to make Sean D a real player, which I think should have, essentially, been done. He is the child of one of the most significant super couples ever. Bo and Hope both are still talked about to this day. Chemistry was hot and on fire. And you're like probably one of the first ones along with Luke and Laura. So like he needs to be front and center. He's a Brady and he's a Horton. Hello? Like what? So yeah, so and then of course, like Sean D wants to save his dad. They find out that there's a test trial clinical thing going on with a drug that could possibly save him. Kayla tries to help. The doctor basically says no. And so now Sean D and Steve are gonna, with his uncle, they're gonna steal it. So we'll definitely see how that works out. I just appreciate that. And also, girl, what did you think too? We were just talking about the emotional scenes of like Chanel and Johnny. I thought they were so good.
They were really good. Even with Johnny going to go talk to Marlena with him being conflicted, that was really good. But the whole Johnny and Chanel scenes of it, like Chanel was very, well, what about me? You're saying that
Hmm.
you don't want to adopt. You're saying that this is what's best for you, but we're a unit, like we're married. This is something that we're supposed to be doing together. Like she's been preparing. She's buying baby clothes. Like, and then when Tate and Sophia came over there with the scrapbook right after, it was just like
Oh,
you not only got my hopes up, but you got these kids' hopes up as well. And then like I understand like Johnny is having a lot of identity issues. Like
yep,
he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he's capable of because he's
yep,
coming to grips with where he came from, which is very heavy. It's a
hmm
lot to be worked through. But I don't want him to limit himself feeling like he's not deserving of being a good father because he didn't have one.
yeah, yeah. Or either finding out about what his father did to his mother,
Yeah.
which was crazy. I thought those scenes are really, really good. I love it when we get to see like the emotion
Yeah.
that Raven does. I think she does like a really good job at it. And for me, as I was watching it, I was just like, I understand what Chanel is saying and where she's coming from, but I'm also like, Chanel, he just found out that he was a product of, you know,
Yeah.
sexual assault.
But
Like,
she's also grieving the fact that she can't biologically be a mom that way. So
she
she's
can,
like,
she might. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wondering, is it going to turn into a her being pregnant storyline?
That's what I was
Because
like.
after Tate and Sophia, we know that they gonna get together because of the baby, and then Dougie and
Hmm.
Holly gonna get together because Tate and Sophia then got together, and it's like I think that Chanel, like Chanel is gonna ultimately be like, well, this isn't working out. She don't want the same things I want. I feel like her and Johnny are gonna separate, and then she's gonna be pregnant.
I would like love that. I've always wanted Johnny and Chanel to have a maternal health story, a black maternal health story. And
Yeah,
being as though she had a molar pregnancy, I would love to just see how the dynamic, and since they have these old writers who used to write down in the past, I'm thinking like, how is this going to look? You know what I'm saying? If they were to go in the route of like a black maternal health, like seeing the emotions and step by step situation, even just like I wouldn't even mind if Johnny was still conflicted and he just didn't know how to go about this whole situation and she was pregnant. Like
yeah,
I would really eat it up. So I really do hope that they go that way and they allow them to have a child. I did feel really bad for Sophia because it was just like, think about being a teenager. You got pregnant by mistake. Everything is crazy. You think you found this whole wonderful, married couple to take it, and now all of a sudden he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm good. I can't do this no more. Well, damn.
Yeah. I felt like it was so brash and like just
Yeah,
like sudden, you know?
yeah. And I think too, because she was like, I think because the situation and the conversation was so fresh when they showed up at the house,
Mm-hmm.
that it was kind of ambushed. Like they were kind of ambushed, so they ambushed back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was whew, that
And
was that
Sophia
was a
wanted to
lot.
go to prom so bad.
Oh yeah, so even that part too with Sophia. So of course she has to tell her mom, and her mom is just like, "Oh my God, this is a sign that you should keep the baby." She don't make the girl about to have to go to the hospital because she don't want to be a parent that bad. She's like, "We could find another couple." Like, so now Sophia's on my birthday. She was looking so forward to prom, and it just gives me she's such a teen. Like things like that make me look at it and be like, oh, you're such a teenager, woo woo woo, like, oh, sweetheart. But yeah, you're pregnant, so no, you have to make sure that this baby is okay, honey. Like, no, woo woo woo. But I definitely really did like those scenes. Also, this week too, it's kind of funny when Chanel saw Marlena. She got kind of snide with her. I was like, oh, and Marlena was like, I know
Yeah,
you're upset. Like we gonna reel that back, sis. And that's also another reason why I appreciate days. It's not like we're like the black woman can have like any type of attitude sometime,
mhm,
like I've always appreciated that about days. They treat the black characters, especially women, with people who are complex and emotional and have feelings that sometimes come out. So I
yeah.
definitely appreciate that they
I
give us
get
that.
that. That's respect. I see that.
Okay, and then also we had like Tate punched Johnny and they had a real crucial conversation. I
Mhm.
feel like you kind of understand like where he was coming from, with that whole shindig. I girl, I just had to talk about
Oh,
Javi,
Leo.
Gabby, and Leo.
Okay.
I am a Gabby fan, but sometimes I feel like she is so hot and just goes off. But I felt
So
as
do
though
you think this is the change in character, like the actress who plays the character, or do you
no,
feel like this
no,
is a
she
character trait?
this is a character trait. Do I
Okay.
feel like the actress right now goes a little bit harder sometimes? Yes, but then I think about how when because does Sherry go harder? I don't know. But then when I think about Camilla, and I would be like, no, Gary would kind of do that same thing too as well. And also, I think it's supposed to be heightened because people think she may have shot EJ. So I feel like she's
Okay.
supposed to
Yeah.
be even more on edge because people
Yeah.
are thinking
Agreed.
she shot EJ. So
Me.
there's that part. And
People.
her own boyfriend. That
I'm
sucks.
people. You know.
Yeah. But for me, looking at it, if I was Gabby, I'm going off on him too. Why are you going in through my bag?
Yeah.
Like in my house. I understand that Javi is their cousin, they're looking out for him, but first of all, Javi had absolutely no right to invite
Mhm.
Leo to live with them without talking to Rafe and Gabby first, especially since they both have a history with Leo. I thought that was
Yeah.
extremely disrespectful and it like overstepping completely. And then also to look at it, why are you not chastising your spouse for even going through her bag? I don't give like this is my house. Like you can't
Hmm.
do that and put my family into constraints just because of the situation. And it's also continuing to affect my relationship with my family. Rafe
Right.
recently had to go in on him and let him know. And I appreciated that scene too. Rafe was like, this is my house. My sister has been in jail twice for two crimes that she did not commit. Let this be your last time even thinking about Gabby had anything to do with being arrested. I said, that's right. Like family is family. Don't come at my sister like that. If I was Rafe or Gabby, I'm sorry, Javi, you can leave too. Because I'm
Yeah.
also tired of you saying, well, he goes, I go, okay, bye. Like, we're
Is
not
that a
gonna get
threat? Like,
in my house. Like, no.
that's
That
less
just
people. Like,
exactly. Ari coming soon anyway. let me know, okay? Like your room is bigger. She can take that. So that always just bothers me that he just decided to live there. He lets
Yeah.
Leo do what he wants. That is not his home, and I'm sure that Hobby doesn't pay to live there either. With what money?
Oh.
So like I already know that, but that was just my spiel. Anything else on days?
That was it for me. I also think that Gabby is the one who shot EJ. And
Oh,
I am happy that I'm leaning towards Gabby and that I hope the storyline also shifts to someone other than Ava, like
mm-hmm.
bigger wise, because
Yeah.
it'll leave room to actually see the fallout because she's still there.
And the only reason I think that they wouldn't do Gabby because she's another easy suspect. She's already been in jail
Because I
twice
remember we were
already.
like Johnny. I really like think it's Johnny,
I
but
do.
I think that it's gonna come out
They could
Gabby.
switch it though. I mean, they probably have multiple different scenes because they tape freaking 6, 9 months in advance. They probably have
Yeah.
multiple scenes. Like, let's see who we want to say did it. Like, type of situation. So,
No, for sure.
well, we'll be probably finding out soon. Oh, okay. General Hospital.
Do do do
Take the wheel, sis.
do do do. This week in Port Charles. I don't know what happened. Okay, so General Hospital had a lot of powerful dialogue too this week, I want to say. A lot of emotional dialogue, primarily between Lulu and Dante, which was a long time coming
Mhm.
because Dante finally found out what Lulu was coming to tell him before she passed out after the floating rib bomb 4 years ago. She was coming to tell him that she loved him and wanted to be with him, and then she went into a 4 year coma, woke up, and he was with Sam dad. So she's like, you still love Sam, and he's like, well, I love you too. So like,
Whatever.
Lante fans are like, I'm
Girl.
a Lante fan with Julie. I'm not even a Lante fan with Emmy at all. Like
Mm.
I'm more so a Lante fan with Julie, even though we know that Alexa gives us Julie vibes. I think I'm still processing her in this role. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if what the chemistry is like between them, but those scenes between them were really nice because he went to advocate for Brooklyn after Chase came and was like, "Get your ex-wife back, wife." Like she got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And Lulu still wants to tell Dante the truth about the baby and what happened with Brooklyn, but I'm glad that everybody keeps talking her out of doing it. And my thing is, how many people got to tell you it was a bad idea before you believe it's a bad idea?
Yeah. And
Oh,
I feel because it's just really not her place. Like I know I get it and I
yeah.
understand like you're in a hard spot. This is a man that you're in love with, da 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 da.
Yeah.
But this is Brooklyn's decision. So
This is Brooklyn's decision. And
mhm.
then like she brought it up to Carly and compared it to Jason. It was like, well,
Oh
Robin told,
God.
and Carly was like, and you see what happened with Robin? Robin never got her man back. Like, what do you mean?
Well, she found better. Someone who actually
Come on,
meshes with
Scrub
her.
fans. I'm a Scrub fan, so
Yes, Patrick meshed with her better than
yeah,
Jason and Robin
I'm a
were
Scrub fan.
cute, you know.
They
So,
they're a teenage, but
hmm
Patrick challenged her and then just tell her she was right. So I like that.
yeah, she
Um,
needed that.
but she brought that up to Carly, and Carly was like, "Well, you see what happened with that? Like you're not the mom. It's not your
Yeah.
decision. Like this doesn't have anything to do with you." And then, Lois and Tracy had their heart to hearts after Brooklyn and Tracy had their heart to heart. So like everybody was acting like Brooklyn and Tracy had the conversation. She told Tracy about her being a teen mom and that her mom knew. And then Tracy called out Lois and was like, "Nope, you told your mama. Gloria knew. You just didn't want the Quartermains to know. We
hmm
had all the resources for that child." And then Lois was like, "Everything is money with you. Everything. Money, 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 money." And to see the history of those two actresses still show up on screen like that, because Tracy and Lois got a lot of history,
Ooh, they
y'all.
sure do.
Those original actresses have a lot of history. So like to see
Hmm.
that be portrayed on the camera like that was awesome.
Yeah.
Congressman Cutthroat Drew
Ugh.
McCain. No, just Kane.
Yeah.
Who was
Cut,
McCain? Oh,
Cutthroat King.
y'all talking about, I'm thinking about John McCain. I'm like, Drew McCain.
Oh my God, the senator? Where did this come from?
I'm sleepy, y'all. Like,
May he rest in peace.
oh,
Oh my
yes,
God.
Jesus.
Oh my
So
God.
he was drugged, and I hate that we found out he was drugged so
Oh,
quickly. Like General Hospital is just not gonna give us a whodunit story.
n
Like, even though
no,
we
and it's
knew,
like,
like, no, nobody is gonna play Clue. Like, y'all just keep. Well, let's let them know the next day. No, we
no,
just don't do cliffhangers anymore.
I've
Like,
never seen anything go so fast with General Hospital like this. I mean, usually they'll drop a storyline. We've never found out who killed Jagger Cates. What was the sense of Pikeman? Like
yes,
so many storylines just lingering in the air. This is how I should describe General Hospital because they're just like you can never
what
grasp
they
it.
pulling? They
But
can't remember where they pulling from. Then they bring some up, and then
and
they act
drop
like we don't
things.
remember, but we always remember. So it's like,
We always remember, and this is why they don't like us. So
yep.
I'm just like, I just, and,
Mm,
it is what it is with them at this point. Um, but I do agree. I did feel some type of way a little bit with the Lulu Dante thing because I'm a Sante fan. So I'm just like, I don't give a like.
mm.
I don't care like about this. I'm like that. I was like, Sam just died. Why are we even like talking
My
about this right
girl.
now? Like that was like my whole thing. You barely even got to see them grieving. So, and I just, you know what? And that's why I just have to be like, you know what? Anytime it comes to General House, because they be pissing me off. And just like I just feel like it's so crazy that you find out already that he was drugged. People still haven't found out that Willow stole drugs to help out Jason, but we're gonna find out about freaking this whole other thing now. I think it's like BS. Like,
You
so
don't
now
even know
Portia
that
can
Drew
get in
slept.
trouble.
So y'all
Like
gonna do this before y'all tell us that Drew slept with Nina. Well, before y'all
that
tell me.
part too. Like, what are we doing? This is so stupid. I just really don't know like what we're doing. And this is when I get really frustrated because there are so many different ways that they could
Yeah.
go about the stories and they just refuse to do it. They want to do it the way that they want to do it. And I'm just like, no, you know what? Turn it off because now I'm just like, I don't like it. And also, what really that wasn't sitting well with me either was just like the Emma and Josh BS. Emma was
Mm.
never jealous of no freaking Josh. What the fuck was that? Pardon my French. Because like that was some real ass shit. I'm looking at this like, wait, what? It was never like that. Emma was just
Mm-mm.
as sweet as pie. It was Josh who always had an issue with Emma. The changing in the revisionary history is absolutely insane. Okay, y'all want to go with this Geo being Brooklyn and Dante's kid when we full blown know that they never had any dealings in the past. Like we know that that never happened. You acted like she didn't know. I think she had it was like they didn't know Cody at first or some crap like
And
that.
now
Then
they
they changed
everybody know
that.
Cody and
Like, what are we
but, Lulu did bring
doing?
it up in the conversation with Carly over the week. Like, some of these insecurities is there because somebody paid Brooklyn to sleep with Dante. Okay, we
So you
remembered
remember
that,
that.
Lulu. We remembered that. So now y'all insulting our intelligence because that's when it came up that they had never slept with each other.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Like that is the whole thing. So now all of a sudden they did and they did. So what? Dante lied. Dante's not a freaking liar. So that doesn't even work. Oh God. It's just like that show is just so stressful. Like it just pisses me off. Like at this point. Like, and this is why I stay in the holy grail of Beyond the Gates, where I don't have to be frustrated with my soaps. Like, come on now. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be frustrating. So
Not, but I think the one thing that I enjoyed this week from it is just the conversations, like the back and forth. I love passion. I love drama. I love to be watching and be like, oh,
mm,
oh, and we had a lot of that. The young adults had some stuff going on this week, like Danny and Rocco snuck into the PCU party and Rocco got drunk.
where's Charlotte? She should have been there too.
Charlotte should have been getting drunk too with her brothers because
D-
everybody related. But it was nice how Danny was able to go to Geo, and Geo don't even know that he's helping his little brother, and
Yeah,
like
shouldn't be his little brother, but here we are. Like here we are.
every time you say something, I reach for my granola, but I don't want to just.
Let me, let me not entice her. Make her go on
This
a
is how
date.
emotional eating happens, y'all.
Oh my goodness, they get so bad. Like, cause oh my goodness, they just oh my poor soap, my poor soap. I miss you. Um, but yeah, the whole Drew.
The
You know
Drew of it
what?
all is just.
I can't, y'all. And this is
It
when I'm
was
just
a simultaneous sigh.
because
Like,
of what it could be. We already talked about Jake last week. Charlotte is
yeah,
now missing. Like, yeah, they done broke up Jordan and Isaiah. Like,
yeah.
Trina has no real story. Like, we don't have an umbrella story that pulls together the entire canvas. Like,
Is Cat come out of surgery? Is Cat still in surgery?
And that's the thing too. They never follow up on things of that nature. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because even at Beyond the Gates, when they put when crazy ass Leslie Dana Sherry Anna Lulu of it all gonna drug Leslie, Laura, she came in there and like gave her the shot. Then the next day we found out what
We found out
happened.
what happened to her.
It's days later.
I
We
ain't
have
seen
no
Cass
idea
since
what
he
happened
was
to
in
that
that
boy.
bed. I ain't seen Cass since he was laying in that bed. And now I'm concerned. Auntie concerned, Kai. You all right? Because they ain't even let us
We never
know.
seen your
We
doctor
ain't
that they
seen
was
no
talking
family
about.
who they telling information to.
Dude, like
Like,
what is happening here? Oh, and was his family supposed to be on a trip? Ooh, like I just
and he having surgery. I should,
Oh my God. Well, remembering, guys, these are just my own opinions. This is not the views of Soapwire, sponsored by the TV Cave. Okay, this is Ashley Cherie's opinion. I just had to state that. I love my stories. I love my soaps. I still watch Click Boom daily, but sometimes, I mean, the passion knows no bounds. But going into our last one, so Young and the Restless, this is of course going to be a little bit quicker because we also spend so much time talking about Beyond the Gates that we really don't have time to talk about anything else. So it's like,
your news.
anyways, going on. So obviously, like Lily is in protective mode of her family, of Nate, and I have to say that I just really do love how the Winters clan is like being presented full throttle on a
Yeah.
canvas. I do wish there had a little bit more pulling from other people and being involved in other stories just so they're not siloed. That's what I don't want to happen, but I
Mhm.
also need them to have a matriarch. We need to either bring back Nate's mama, Dr.
Mhm.
Olivia, um, or like we need Aunt May to come back. I feel like Lily, Nate, and Devon, they need that
Mhm.
parental adult figure. If she could be a day player sometimes or a recurrent, whatever, they just need to recast Olivia.
Mhm.
They need a patriarch, a matriarch. They need something. So hopefully they'll do that. But I just really always love their scenes. So of course, like Lily is grilling Audra, of course, because she still don't trust her. I mean, Audra is doing things right now, and I'm like, girl, you about to mess up your whole relationship with that fine man with the pretty eyes.
Mm.
So like I don't know, girl. They fired Phyllis, of course. The Jabot's new house is up and running. Tessa and Daniel, like I said, I really don't know what's going on there. I know sexuality is a spectrum, but Tessa did say I am gay. So I was like, we'll see how that goes because then of course, like Phyllis is down there meddling, trying to get information from Tessa as well as make sure that she helps Daniel and Tessa like turned her down. Like, no.
Mhm.
But what really grind my gears is I remember, I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago, I did mention how Mariah is missing. And we don't see Cameron Grimes who plays Mariah. So she just randomly popped up on the screen and now it's just this big old secret that we don't essentially know what it is. And I feel like I don't know why some soaps keep doing this. They keep having storylines happen off screen instead of letting us see it. And I hate that. Like, we should
Because
know
of
the
like
secret.
Yeah, that's the point, like of soap operas. But maybe they forget. Sometimes they're forgetful. Do you all feel like you have too much going on that you can't keep up? That's why we're here to help.
Well, he fired all Josh Griffin, the writer of Headlight. I believe he fired all of the breakdown. So he's doing all of everything on his own.
You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
And that's how that goes. Because, like we've talked about this too before. We used to see them do the act and then see them conflicted and they didn't know what to do and how we gonna do this. Oh Lord, like we just in a tizzy type of thing. So yeah, but Mariah's in a tizzy, but of course we didn't get to see it. And of course we know our stories, that's gonna create issues for her and then Tessa's probably gonna go and mess with Daniel. So
Yeah,
that's just yeah, you already know that that's coming. And with that, guys, we're gonna go to our breakout star of the week. I have mine. Do you have yours?
I have mine.
Okay. Yours is probably going to be different. It's still going to be Miss Amber Michelle knocking it out the gate as usual. I probably will have the performance of the week coming next week when we do not have a new episode of Soapwire Podcast, just so you know. But Amber is just amazing. From her, like the way that she looked at Mona and we talked about it, and then her like slinking down after to just like the banging on the door and screaming mama, like the scenes that she's had where everything was revealed, like not even talking too much but just the facial expressions. Like Amber is killing the game, killing
Yes,
it, so shout out
delivering.
to her.
She is delivering. I think for me, and y'all don't judge me, my breakout performer of the week goes to the entire cast of Beyond the Gates
Oh.
because y'all acted like the rent was due. Everybody, I feel like, showed 98% of the people showed why they got casted in the roles that they did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
And I love that for y'all. And I love that for me to watch.
Yes, legitimately. Even though they've been on since February, I think 24th. They only were on 3 days last week and this week, and they just continue to kill the soap game. Like people are enjoying it. Shout out to them for trending on, Twitter, now X. Like they've been doing their thing. And with that, guys, take the opportunity. Don't forget to follow Soapwire Podcast. We are on YouTube, all your streaming services. Also, Soapwire is on Instagram and Blue Sky. Instagram, it is soap underscore wire. And then for Blue Sky, it is just Soapwire together, no underscore. You can find me on Instagram too, Lady ASA. Two Y's underscore, so Lady two Y's underscore ASA, or on Twitter, same thing, no underscore on Blue Sky.
And I am Deneen. I was going to say Lady Deneen. Look, I ain't even listening. I am Deneen. Yeah, that's my name. You can find me on Instagram under Neen underscore Amanda or Neen underscore the therapist. Blue Sky, Neen Amanda, and Twitter, aka X, Kiss My Neen.
And with that, thank you so much for joining us. If you celebrate Mother's Day, I hope you have a great Mother's Day. Don't forget to check out katiealtman.com. That is katiealtman.com and use the promo code Soapwire. We hope that you have a joyous week next week. We will not have a new episode of the Soapwire podcast. So check us out the following week, the week of May 19th, and we will be back. Okay.
And
And
those who need a little extra love and some prayers for Mother's Day as well, take time for yourself, hold space for yourself as well.
that part too. So sending love to everyone who has lost a mother or lost someone that they deem as a mother figure. You're not forgotten as well, neither is the person that you love. And with that, we say an adieu, we bid adieu. So thank you so much for joining the Soapwire podcast, and we shall see you in 2 weeks. Bye.